we believe that we can achieve that through effective and efficient quality assurance. And it is true that a lot of companies at the moment are treating QA as the last check after the development. But we do something different. What we're doing is that we're putting QA at the center of the bed and at the forefront of everything we are doing. So in this session, I'll take you behind the scenes of an innovative, as I say, groundbreaking initiative that took place this year within my organization, where we aim to uncover the next billion-dollar business opportunity. So let's start from the beginning. One of our goals was to identify this year products that would help our company become a $10 billion enterprise by the end of this decade. So when Zebra actually went looking for the next product, the real unlock, it wasn't just the idea, but it was actually rethinking how AI-powered quality assurance and testing could shape and scale that innovation from the very first beginning, from the start, turning testing into, let's say, an engine for speed and quality instead of a gate at the end of the process. So in this talk, I will explore with you how QA and AI-powered testing were pivotal in transforming these innovation experiments into a billion-dollar opportunity for us. So a little bit of information about me. My name is Spyros. I studied computer engineering and informatics in Greece. Then I did my MBA, and then I came to London to continue my studies, to pursue my studies in cloud security certifications, focusing on testing and monitoring. When I finished my studies, I joined 𝐒𝐲𝐲𝐫𝐸 Vision Systems, that was a very small but very mighty startup that was doing mostly image search and visual recognition. The company was very successful. It started expanding, and this is where Zebra appears. They expressed interest in the technologies and in the service and product offerings that we had, and acquired us very, very soon. So a little bit of information and details about Zebra. It's a company that was founded in 1969. It is a company that helps other companies, an organization, to monitor, anticipate, and accelerate workflows by empowering the front line and by making sure that everything is connected, everything is visible, and everything is optimized. So Zebra started with barcodes, scanners, then it moved to mobile computing solutions, then to track and trace solutions, then to barcode printing solutions, and then it moved to software creation in order to be able to integrate the magic, the intelligence, to the device. Our very big device fleet is one of our competitive advantages, and now Zebra builds the hardware, the software, and the data capture tools that businesses and organizations use in order to track assets and manage frontline workers. So our company is a global leader in printing, scanning, mobile computing, RFID, and task management software for retail. And at this point, I have prepared a video to show you what are our frontline solutions.
The brands leading today, they're not waiting. With Zebra, they're building intelligent operations on the front line right now. With accurate asset visibility, you build a supply chain that doesn't break, doesn't blink, doesn't back down. With intelligent automation, you gain precision and outpace the market. With a connected front line, your customers never have to ask twice. They're satisfied. They're loyal. They're coming back. This isn't just tech. It's over 55 years of knowing the front line, inside and out. So your business can deliver better today and set the pace for tomorrow. Every order fulfilled, every second maximized, every customer better served. Better begins now. Zebra, better every day.
Great. So now that you have a better idea of what our frontline solutions are, I just wanted to say that AI is more than ever a crucial part of our business, and it is behind everything that we're doing. So from customers to corporations, AI in general, it has changed completely the way we live, the way we interact, the way we work, the way we do business, and it is behind every product and every service that we provide. At the moment, around 80% of the global workforce works in frontline operations. And this is what we're doing best. So with our AI solutions, we aspire to create new ways of working and new ways of supporting those who work in the front line. And you hear me talk about frontline a lot, but what do I mean when I say frontline? So frontline refers to all those who provide the first human connection with an organization. It's those people who are the public face of the organization, the public face of the company, representing the brand, the mission of the company. And it's usually people that interact directly with customers, providing essential services to the public. And they can work in industries such as healthcare, transportation and logistics, warehouse, retail, manufacturing. So I want to explain how AI is helping, these industries. So let's take retail, for example. AI provides insights in retail that can optimize inventory management, improve staffing and personal efficiency, and even anticipate clients' and customers' needs. In logistics, information about delivery routes, parcel dimensions, or proof of delivery photos can help fine-tune our operations and enhance ultimately and consequently customer satisfaction. Manufacturing data such as records of defects or equipment performance can be used to predict management, to predict maintenance needs, and also to improve our product quality. At the same time, talking about manufacturing, I just wanted to say that it is an industry that is continuing to expand and to change. So this is why we're committed to creating ways of working that keep basically our frontline moving rather than adding to the strain. And in healthcare, and I'm going to show you the experiment that we conducted this year in a couple of minutes. With our AI, we want and we aim to increase job satisfaction for healthcare professionals, increase efficiency, and increase hospital revenue. So I have prepared one more video to visualize how AI is present in all the things that we are doing.
Zebra's AI simplifies complex tasks, digitizes, and automates your operations. And you've been seeing the results for years. Zebra. This is AI for the front line.
Excellent. So, just to conclude, we are providing a range of solutions that include AI devices that support AI models. These models can see, hear, understand, think, and interpret just like another cognitive human being. And also, we're providing solutions that include agents that can distribute the workload between device and cloud in order to support frontline workers. However, there is a challenge, and as AI continues to advance, it faces a critical challenge, and this is access to data. So the availability of high quality and diverse data sets that are essential for training AI is becoming increasingly scarce. And I wanted to mention that frontline data is really important, and it is unique and special because it can reflect real time what's happening in the heart of your business. It is frontline data. It is generated during daily operations, and it captures details of workflows, environments, interactions that are all central to how an organization works and functions. So this kind of data can help businesses enhance efficiency and make more informed decisions. And this is why we are here to help. So, as I said in the beginning, this year we set out to find our next $1 billion opportunity because we wanted to become a $10 billion enterprise by the end of the decade. The twist is that it wasn't just about the data. It wasn't just about the idea. It was about actually rethinking how QA and testing could shape and scale an innovation in the first place. So everything was about testing, everything was about pivoting and gaining results. And while we were looking for our next big product, we started thinking, how far could AI push our testing on efficiency, on precision, and also how fast it could move from an actual idea to real results. So this is the problem statement that we worked on in healthcare. So we wanted to make acute care nursing so satisfying that nurses and healthcare professionals couldn't wait to go back to work. So the way we translated that was we wanted to help nurses work more efficiently, more effectively, get emotional support, and increase their job satisfaction. So we had the opportunity to connect with several experts, a lot of hidden heroes, as we call them, and establish a working relationship with several hospitals. We got feedback from actual health professionals, and we learned from them. And these are the challenges that they were facing. So nurses said that they were spending almost half of the day on documenting patient data. Additionally, the electronic transfer document system was outdated and had remained the same for the last many years. So for us, there was a clear challenge. There was a lack of proper and efficient data transfer solution. So what we wanted to achieve in this case was we wanted to give back time to nurses. We wanted to give them back time so that they could focus on what matters most, which is seeing patients. We wanted also to convert this to revenue, to dollars and revenue for the hospitals, because if nurses save time, then hospitals can save time because more patients can be seen daily. We wanted to make this shift handoff from one nurse to the other smooth and as easy as possible and fast. And we wanted to make Zebra this one-stop shop for all the solutions. So, in this slide, I'm showing you what's the chronological sequence of events, of the events and our pivots. So, originally, we stepped out of our comfort zone and we tested the value of emotional support and verify with healthcare professionals if it could increase their job satisfaction. So, we reached out to them. They identified as the main source of stress, time-consuming and repetitive admin manual work, and such as filling out of documentation manually. So it was very clear and obvious to us that they needed some kind of tech and some kind of automation. They needed a solution based on automation. So we pivoted our focus to solving tedious admin tasks through automation. So for that reason, we tested the assumption that entering patient data via speech to text would speed up the process. So we compared two things. Dictations is the one, and the other one is manual entry to forms. And we tested the solution ourselves, and we found out that actually our solution made a difference because dictation was 50% faster, although there were some accuracy issues such as omissions and misspelling. Then we went back to the nurses and healthcare professionals, and they said that they saved 4 to 10 minutes per patient. So that means that they could save several hours per day, and hospitals could save several weeks per year. So that is translated to saving several millions of dollars annually. And then we tested the use of AI to improve these accuracy issues and the speed. We established, as I said before, working relationship with hospitals. We focused originally on testing natural language conversations on devices, and then we evaluated the challenges that nurses were facing during the shift handoff, and in the end, we focused on task management and ambient voice recognition, which was preferred by nurses. So this is what we came up with. This was our solution. So it is a nurse-focused automation solution that we call ZNurse, and it provides seamless shift handoffs and smart charting. So how does it work? So imagine a nurse wearing a Zebra wearable device, and this device will have Zebra Companion on it, and it will be able to listen to ambient conversation, collect all the data, transcribe patient records and data, identify tasks for shift handoff through the use of AI, and then it will be able to update the patient records that are approved by the nurse to the EHR, the electronic health record system, and then pass the tasks to the next nurse. So that was our suggestion, and this is the outcome of our experiment. It's Zebra Companion. It's a companion that you can talk to, you can ask questions, you can interact with, and this solution is not restricted to healthcare. It can help support the frontline in many, many ways. It's an AI assistant at the moment that supports ambient voice recognition, task management, natural language understanding, translation on device, in-moment learning, and it recognizes texts and barcodes. So I wanted also to mention that it's a solution that can be customized for any organization because it is trained on any company's data, and it can ensure relevant and accurate responses tailored to specific business processes. So now I wanted to explore how QA added value and what was the problem that we're facing, how we solved it through the use of AI, and what tools we were using. So the biggest problem within our QA teams was that we were spending a lot of time in admin tasks rather than actual code generation. A lot of our time was spent in documentation writing, in manual documentation writing, in gathering information from our test cases and test plans to provide updates. And the biggest bottleneck that we were facing was code refactoring, because it was taking a very long time, failure analysis and root cause analysis, and also debugging. So we decided to embrace AI to solve these issues and find a way to work better together and to work more efficiently. So AI is helping us in a lot of different ways. First of all, it has made possible the creation of automatically generated test cases. It has helped also with the execution of these test cases while keeping the maintenance costs reduced, very low. It is possible now to automate much faster test scripts that have the ability to self-heal, and we save a lot of time. And thanks to no-code automation, we can create automated tests without even knowing how to code, and we can improve code so much faster. We are using agents and skills that are shared between the different team members and the different teams. So as a result, code review has become easier, failure analysis has become simpler, and debugging is so much faster with the use of our internal tools and with the use of Cloud Code. And additionally, we have the ability to create test cases that come from a set of requirements. I'm going to show examples for all of these in a couple of minutes. And also, we can transform Jira stories to test cases that can be imported directly to test management tools like TestRail, for example, which is the official test management tool that we're using. And also, we are using AI to provide insights and also to automate the report creation. So let's talk about exploratory testing. AI can help us a lot with this area because with the help of AI now we can have more edge case scenarios in our test cases, and we can identify patterns and behaviors that human testers could miss in the past. That means that we can have more coverage with less manual effort, less human effort, test cases that come from a set of requirements. They are free from human errors, and we can give back more time to QA people and testers that can be spent on things that matter most, such as monitoring data, taking decisions, and collecting data. Through prompt engineering, now we can have better tests, we can have better requirements, and we can have better acceptance criteria. And also, we are able to provide high-quality test plans. I'm going to show you in a little bit how we do that, but I want to say now that AI can help us detect bugs faster, even more accurately than before, and also helps us towards the creation of actual bug reports. And last but not least, AI has helped us evaluate the AI-generated responses automatically. So we have experimented with a lot of tools that are out there in the market for the evaluation of AI responses. But in the end, we decided to to create our own internal tool for the assessment of AI responses in an automated way. And when it comes to AI-driven analytics, I want to say that AI helps us predict which part of an application is prone to defects. This approach helps us identify and prioritize areas that we consider high risk, and then we can target our testing efforts on the most important parts. And last but not least, load and performance testing has become easier and simpler. There are AI tools that help us simulate multiple users interacting with one specific application or hitting a specific endpoint. We can scale up, we can perform heavy load testing, we can identify bottlenecks easily, and we can validate the performance much easier on multiple environments at the same time. So at this stage, I wanted to show you some of the AI internal tools that we have created and how we are using them. So the first tool that I want to talk about is a GenAI tool that generates feature documents based on information that comes from multiple sources. So it's a document generation. It uses details that come from Confluence, Jira tickets, TestRail documentation, Figma files, and various file formats such as PDF, documents, PowerPoint, notes. And it reduces the effort to gather all this information about a specific feature. And resultantly, it saves us a lot of time. The second tool is basically the part two of the first one. So it is an AI tool that helps us create mind maps and also create mind maps in natural language, and also helps us create manual test cases just by using the input from the feature document from the previous step. So you can provide the feature document you created on the first step, plus any other documentation, any user stories, or any requirements, and you can have a mind map and manual test cases created in natural language. So this is an example. On the left-hand side, we can see that we have some requirements that we're providing to the tool. And on the right-hand side, we have manual test cases, a list of manual test cases that are created. And this is a CSV file that is generated with a list of those tests. The next step is a code generator AI tool. It's Zebra's internal AI tool. It's the part 3 of this process. So it takes as input the manual test cases that you created from the previous step, that you created through the help from the feature document from step 1. So you just provide the manual test cases and it automates them. It actually writes the test code in one of the several coding languages that we support, like Python or JavaScript, based on the test cases, as I said, from the previous step. The tests are compatible with a lot of testing tools that we're using. So we're using, in our case, Cypress, we're using Playwright, we're using Robot Framework, and there are a lot of advantages. We have faster tests, accurate tests that are error-free. There is no need for automation skills like we had in the past. The tests are easy to understand, and they support several languages and tools. They can be used in a lot of different kinds of testing, and usually there are some minor adjustments needed, but they are very easy to use and understand. The next tool is an engineering insights dashboard analytics tool that we have created that helps us consolidate information and insights that come from different sources and platforms such as Confluence, Jira, TestRail, with real-time information and links to issues. Managers find this particularly useful because they can extract information very easily without having to navigate through different tools, without having to navigate to Jira, to TestRail, so you don't need to have license for everything for each tool, and information is centralized and it's always available. So here you can see that as input, we're providing different sources of information that come from spreadsheets, Jira, or TestRail. And as an output, I am showing you this dashboard that is created, and it contains input that comes from Jira or TestRail in this specific case. Next tool that I want to talk about is a no-code automation tool. No-code in general, it helps us automate testing without actually needing to write any code or scripts. So just by using graphical user interface, visual workflows, we are able to design, we're able to develop, and we're able to execute tests. And we have a pre-built library in Zebra, and the user, while using the tool, they can choose and select from a list of actions, workflows, and validation actions that we have already pre-configured. And this approach makes it much easier for non-technical workers, more technical users, and QA people to participate in all the parts of the testing process. It improves the collaboration, it helps us have faster test creation, and it has very low management and setup costs. So let me show you two visual examples of building code blocks. So the first example at the top is basically how we automate clicking of an element, and the second one at the bottom is how we automate entering text to fields. So the no-code UI application, UI tool, it provides options that you can customize, and then it automatically generates the code. So we have actions, we have blocks, and then we have code generated based on your input. One more tool that we have created is an API that helps us integrate Robot Framework, which is one of our main front-end tools, with Jira. The only requirement that you need to have is that you need a Jenkins pipeline that it triggers the test execution, and the API creates the tests and it updates the results in Jira. So how does it happen? All you need to do is to start the Jenkins job. It triggers the test execution. Jenkins generates a log. Based on the log, all the tests will be uploaded on the test run on Jira. A test cycle is created and then it is attached to a user, and then tests are marked as pass or fail according to the execution. So this integration helps us reduce the time and effort that manual testing would take. So we're saving a lot of time. There is no human error involved, so we have increased accuracy. We allow the teams, as I said earlier, also here applicable, to work better together. We have also non-technical QA members that can participate in all these processes, and results are stored in a centralized location. And last but not least, another tool that we have created is a GenAI-Assisted automated ticket creation solution. It's an AI tool that helps us create Jira tickets based on bugs that have been detected and based on testing failures that we have detected and reported. And all in all, it helps us save time. It helps us make reporting so much easier. Issues are reported much faster, and also reporting is much more accurate. So let me give you a little bit of context. When we are adding our Jira bug tickets, we have a point where we must convert the automation code into human readable reproduction steps. So normally, this is done manually. A user goes line by line, converting test case code into readable steps. And this is done so that those who are analyzing the reported issue have easily readable reproduction steps, and they don't need to rely on automation code. But now with this tool, we provide the parts of the code that failed to the LLM, and we ask the LLM to create the Jira bug tickets and convert that code, that parts of the code that failed, to human readable reproduction steps. And last slide. So all in all, we save with the use of AI a lot of time and money. We have better and more informed and faster decisions. We have increased team collaboration, our productivity, our efficiency. All in all, we have revolutionized and modernized the way we are doing QA, the way software is tested. We have reinvented the way we are working. And we believe that when you have better QA, you can have better products, better quality, and better customer experience and customer satisfaction. This is the last slide where I have provided some metrics for you to understand. Test design that it was testing end-to-end from 2 to 3 hours, now it takes 15 to 30 minutes. API test generation that it was taking per endpoint 2 to 3 hours, now it takes 15 to 30 minutes. debugging that it was taking, a root cause analysis that it was taking 45 to 2 hours and a half, now it is taking 10 to 30 minutes. The time for the first peer review has been reduced to 5 minutes compared to a lot of hours earlier. We are saving a lot of time, a lot of man hours saved per year, and also we're saving a lot of dollars, a lot of cost. The total LLM cost per year now it is very small. So that's everything. Thank you very much. And I hope I didn't use more time than what I was supposed to.
No, Cypress was a great session. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nikhil.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for joining. Please be signed in for the further upcoming sessions. Stay tuned. Thank you. Thank you, Cypress.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so much.